Hello readers, my name is Bee Ridgway and I'm going to be talking to you about my debut novel, The River of No Return. It is a time travel adventure novel set in contemporary New York, Vermont, and London, and also in London and Devon of 1815. And it's the story of a man who accidentally jumps forward in time 200 years and discovers that there's actually a corporation that controls time travel and that invites him into a life of leisure, a life of complete security in exchange for his silence about time travel, and they tell him that he can never go home again. As the story unfolds, it turns out that perhaps they aren't telling him the whole truth and that the past is in fact waiting for him back in 1815. And not only that, but a certain young woman is waiting for him as well, who is herself discovering that time is not what she thought it was, and that danger is lurking around every corner. And it's a story of how they become entangled with each other and also with the future and the future of the future. So I set my novel largely in the UK, which might seem strange given that I am an American and I teach American literature. England also being a space of fantasy and not real space, a space that is constantly reassessed in fiction with very little relation in some ways to reality. And my book is a time travel novel. I mean, reality is not really what my novel is about. On a personal level, I also I have an English partner. I've lived for years over here. I've gotten to know the place as a stranger, as an outsider, and that kind of knowledge is actually very intimate knowledge. It's not the knowledge of a real native, but sometimes the outsider sees things that the insider doesn't see. I definitely think, Trollope said you have to put, cobbler's wax on your butt and stick yourself to your chair if you're going to write a novel, and that's definitely true. I mean, I had a chair that I'd had for years and it looked new, and now that chair, after me writing this novel, is like a shred of a chair. It's so worn out just from me sitting in it for the hours I did writing this book. And I also think that, you can't be afraid of character and you can't be afraid of plot. You can't be afraid of really diving in and finding out who your people are, and you can't be afraid of making them do things. Write to action. And don't go to bed until you've made something happen.